Imagine a creature that can weigh as much as a small car, with massive tusks longer than your arm. This is the walrus, a giant of the Arctic seas. These fascinating creatures, with their wrinkled skin and whiskered faces, are a sight to behold. Walruses are pinnipeds, which means fin-footed. They are related to seals and sea lions, but they have their own unique characteristics. Their huge size, impressive tusks, and remarkable adaptations for life in icy waters make them truly extraordinary animals. From the icy landscapes of the Arctic, walruses capture our imagination with their imposing presence and intriguing way of life. Let's dive in and discover more about these incredible creatures. One of the most striking features of a walrus is its tusks. Both males and females have these long, ivory teeth that protrude downwards from the upper jaw. Tusks can grow to an impressive length, sometimes exceeding 3 feet. Walruses use their tusks for a variety of purposes. They are formidable weapons for defense against predators like polar bears. Tusks are also essential tools for hauling their massive bodies out of the water and onto ice floes. These ivory appendages also play a crucial role in social interactions. Male walruses, called bulls, use their tusks to establish dominance and compete for mates during the breeding season. The larger and more impressive the tusks, the higher the walrus's status in the social hierarchy. Walruses are massive animals, with males being larger than females. A male walrus, or bull, can reach lengths of over 11 feet and weigh up to 4,000 pounds. Females are slightly smaller, but still impressive in size. Their bodies are adapted for life in frigid Arctic waters. A thick layer of blubber, which can be up to 6 inches thick, provides insulation against the cold. This blubber layer also serves as an energy reserve, especially during lean times when food is scarce. Walruses have relatively short flippers compared to their body size. These flippers are powerful and agile, propelling them through the water with surprising grace. On land, however, their movement is more cumbersome, resembling a slow, lumbering crawl. Walruses are found in the icy waters of the Arctic Ocean and its surrounding seas. They inhabit regions where the sea ice meets the open water, as this is where they find their primary source of food. These marine mammals are highly social animals, often congregating in large groups called herds. Herds can number in the hundreds or even thousands, especially during the breeding season, or when they haul out on land or ice floes to rest. Walruses are well adapted for life in cold environments. Their thick blubber layer keeps them warm, and their circulatory system has special adaptations to conserve heat. They can even slow down their heart rate to reduce heat loss when diving in icy waters. Walruses are impressive divers, capable of reaching depths of over 300 feet in search of food. They can hold their breath for an astonishing amount of time, typically around 10 minutes, but sometimes up to 20 minutes. Their diving prowess is aided by several adaptations. Their lungs are relatively small and can collapse under pressure, preventing the bends. They also have a high concentration of myoglobin in their muscles, which stores oxygen and allows them to stay submerged for extended periods. While diving, walruses use their sensitive whiskers, called vibrissae, to locate prey on the ocean floor. These whiskers are highly sensitive to touch and can detect even the slightest movements of buried clams and other invertebrates. Walruses are primarily benthic feeders, which means they obtain their food from the ocean floor. Their diet consists mainly of clams, but they also consume other invertebrates like mussels, snails, worms, and sea cucumbers. When a walrus locates a patch of clams using its sensitive whiskers, it uses its powerful lips to create a suction force. This suction dislodges the clams from the seabed, and the walrus then uses its tongue to sort through the sediment and extract the fleshy morsels. A single walrus can consume thousands of clams in a single feeding session. Their feeding activities play an important role in the Arctic ecosystem by influencing the distribution and abundance of benthic invertebrates. Walruses are vocal animals, communicating with each other through a variety of sounds. They produce a range of grunts, barks, whistles and bell-like calls, both above and below the water. These vocalizations serve various purposes, from maintaining contact within the herd to signaling alarm or distress. Mothers use specific calls to communicate with their calves, and males engage in vocal displays during the breeding season to attract mates. Walruses also communicate through visual displays such as head bobbing, tusk raising, and open-mouth threats. These visual cues play a role in establishing dominance hierarchies and resolving disputes within the herd. Despite their impressive size and adaptations, walruses face a number of threats. Climate change poses a significant challenge as rising temperatures and shrinking sea ice reduce the availability of their preferred feeding and resting habitats. Pollution, particularly oil spills and marine debris, also threatens walrus populations. Oil can damage their insulation and lead to hypothermia, while ingested plastic can block their digestive systems. Hunting, once a major threat, is now regulated in most areas. However, in some regions, walruses are still hunted for their meat, blubber, skin and ivory tusks, particularly by indigenous communities. Walruses play a vital role in the delicate balance of the Arctic ecosystem. As apex predators, they help regulate populations of their prey species, preventing any one species from becoming too dominant. Their feeding activities also influence the structure and diversity of benthic communities, creating habitats for other organisms. Their presence shapes the dynamics of the Arctic food web, impacting everything from plankton to polar bears. Protecting walruses and their habitat is crucial for maintaining the health and resilience of the Arctic ecosystem. By understanding their biology, behavior, and the threats they face, we can work towards ensuring their survival for generations to come.